What are two things I may want to research about a home that I'm going to consider? There's two things that will send you back to the internet, but there should be a website that you can find local to your area for this information. You're going to want to dig into two things. You can find a website where you can search the entire history of a property that had insurance claims. So you can search major insurance claims that were caused by flooding, repairs from fire, major damages that were done to the property. If you see that there's a history of that, just pay a close eye as you're walking through the home. Are there any signs of those past issues? The other thing is permits. You can also find a website local to your area, in your county or city, where you can plug in an address and you can see a history of all the permits that were pulled and all the ones that were closed. Now, permits can matter not just from structural concerns like additions being added, decks, things like that, electrical, plumbing, but I will tell you an interesting thing happened regarding permits. I had a client who bought a home and it had been significantly renovated. We went to closing and then she called me when she got back to her house, literally from the settlement table, because a sheriff had shown up with a notice. We think still to this day it was a nosy neighbor, may have turned them into the county and said, I think improvements were made to this home without the permits. There are actually people at the county that will look at the MLS listing photographs of when the home was old and when it was newly listed. In this case, there was permits that needed to be pulled that were not done, and those would have fallen on my buyer if it wasn't for a very considerate seller. So permits and history of major insurance claims, you might just want to dig a little bit deeper.